The Hamish and Andy Show podcast. Powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.
3, 2, 1.
Well, I've been posting selfies all day, but now I'm going to post about
Fairs.
I've been at the backpackers hostel all day, doing nothing, but I haven't had a chance to think about
Lowest fares guaranteed.
Well, everyone's agreed to drop everything because it's 3 o'clock. And Hamish and Andy have declared today's topic
Could
is...
also mean fair-haired boys. Difficult hair colour for a boy.
This is Hamish and Andy's Happy Hour.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hamish and Andy back for another happy hour where our leap-off point ham is the topic of fairs.
A lot of people thinking fair is in Carnival Ando, fair is in Expos.
Well, speaking of such type of fair ham,
We were.
1996,
Yes.
the record was set at a country music fair
The fairest fair.
by Garth Brooks.
Unbelievable. Do you know Garth Brooks was the highest selling? I think he's the highest selling artist of all time.
Well, here's the record by signing the most autographs. How long do you reckon he signed for?
25 hours.
Close, 23. I'm still going to give you the win. 'cause it's a
I mean,
long
the only reason that is a huge amount and far too high for any man to do. The only reason I guess that is
also
Garth Brooks.
far too high for
Garth Brooks holds all these phenomenal records
Yeah.
because around about that year, 1996, something just happened.
Yeah.
And the world went gaga for gar.
Yeah, they bought up those shoes after him, those Brooks.
And then it just faded away. He sold, I reckon, I'm pretty sure he holds the highest selling album record of all time in America. And 1 year either side of his fame, no one knew who he was.
Hey, we're talking about fairs today. Many different meanings of the word.
Yeah.
We're going to start with,
Well-
is it fair or is it unfair?
We have to settle a score that was raised on the show, don't we?
We've almost we've brought a girl out of retirement.
Yeah.
Her nickname is the Tank because she used to be able to beat many men back in the primary school. We should say boys probably.
She was 13 years
Yeah.
old. She smashed boys at arm wrestles.
Yeah.
She earned the nickname The Tank. It's only fair she defend her title against our strongest boy of the show,
Cackling
Jack Post.
Yes, Cackling Jack. She joins us straight after this. Her name's Sienna for the showdown. Cackling Jack versus the Tank. An arm wrestle straight after this. This is exciting. I mean, this is kind of like the pre-boxing match press conference, isn't it?
This is great. We're face to face with the Tank, Andy.
Yes, joining us in the studio a couple of days ago on the show, she was on the phone and she was telling us of her nickname, the Tank. Sienna, welcome.
Hello.
Sienna, just remind everyone how you got the nickname, the Tank.
Short story, I got it from an arm wrestling competition when I was 13. Just versed all these teenage boys.
Just smashed him.
Smashed them pretty much.
Like
And
in
how old are
Kung
you
Fu
I'm
movies.
19
19,
now.
so 6 years on.
Have
and
you fought
went into
since?
retirement.
No.
You haven't?
Yep.
Okay. But that's okay because that's what you should do when you get a good nickname is just hang up whatever
Yeah.
profession got you the nickname and keep it forever.
Yeah.
And so we've
I was surprised to see Usain Bolt keep running, to be honest, after he got lightning bolt.
so as soon we asked you whether you'd like to come out of retirement, and you chose Cackling Jack as a worthy opponent to try and
Yes.
take down an arm wrestle. How are you feeling? Have you done any type of warm ups today, or?
No, I went to the gym the other day and for the first time in like months,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm still sore.
Yeah, right.
Okay. I bet the gym saw as well. I bet that was a pretty even fight. Well, Jack went to a high school called Q High. He was known as the strongest boy at Q High. You are taking on the strongest boy at Q High.
Damn.
I think you'll be fine. Sienna, it's pretty exciting. We've set it up over there.
Just
Is there
the
any
corner
other?
of the desk over there.
Now, are there any other rules you want to state before we head into the bout?
Well, I'm left-handed, so I think I'm very much more dominant in my left, so it might be unfair.
All right. So, speaking of fairs today, Jack.
Jack, is that fair?
I will call back to the original email and call that you gave us last week that you beat the boys in high school on your non-dominant hand. So, unfortunately, you will have to play today with your non-dominant
Jack
hand.
is requesting the weaker arm already.
Maybe non-dominant first, and if I lose, maybe we should see
All right.
the
So
other hand.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Well, I mean, are we ready for this, Hannah? Are you feeling ready, the Tank?
so both elbows have to be on the table.
Yeah, and can't
the
be
whole
lifted,
time.
yeah.
Can't be lifted.
And you get the back of the opponent's hand all the way down or until they tap out or gain unconsciousness.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's head into the bout.
Not since she was 13 has she made so many men quiver in their boots. But today, she comes out of retirement for one last epic bout.
Actually, the tank can choose her opponent. Who do you pick?
I'll probably start with someone easy first, maybe Cackling Jack.
The challenger, weighing in at a measly 54 kilos, with a record of 34 losses and 1 victory against his younger sister Meg. Jack! Cackling Jack! Post!
It's fight night, fight lovers. Welcome, everybody.
54, is that?
Yeah, no, he's not exactly 54. I didn't know.
Was that slightly made up?
Completely made up.
Jack, you can have your whole body. You can lie on the arm. I think the tank will still beat you.
Jack, what are you, about 70 kilos?
Yeah, 75.
I just
78.
exaggerate a little bit. They do that in boxing bouts. Jack, how you feeling?
Sure, yeah. Jack's been in the sauna this morning. He's dropped 20 kilos to make weight.
How you feeling,
Jacko?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I got to go in with confidence. You don't see boxers before the match going like, I don't know about this one.
That is pretty strong.
I'm just here for the cash.
Let's introduce the champ.
And defending her name and title, a lady that eats young boys for breakfast but would still have room for a Pop-Tart if they could still be found in supermarkets. Sienna the Tank Van Rossum!
Oh, very polite crowd I've noticed at this bout.
It's sort of a golf crowd. This is sort of like a warm-up boxing match before the golf tournament. Are you ready, Sienna?
Hell yeah.
Is the tank primed?
Yeah, I think I'm ready to go.
Head around into the octagon over here as Sienna comes round.
Okay, this is exciting for Ando and I.
One clash only. As Jack said, the non-dominant hand.
So Jack, you are right-handed, aren't you?
I am right-handed, yes.
Okay, so Jack, the strongest boy at his high school.
Yep.
I think I may have just told you that. I'm the strongest boy in retrospect, so if I went back now as a 26-year-old, I'd be stronger.
The strongest retrospective ex-student, if you was able to still put his school uniform on.
Are you both happy with the grasp?
Ooh, yeah. She knows what she's doing. I can already tell. Keeping her arm closed.
Okay, on your marks. Get set, go. Oh, they're both at that deadlock at the top.
Jack's really trying. Jack's really trying. Oh, it's the strongest boy. Jack.
It's a victory.
Have I got it?
Oh, yes. Jack.
Yes, it's down. It's down.
Jack,
And the crowd is shocked, but maybe she's come out of retirement too early.
You have to ask, was it necessary to try so hard, Jack?
I was caught. I had to try hard because I just really didn't want to lose and be made fun
So
of.
well done, mate. You beat a 19-year-old girl who was nice enough to come in here on her of her own volition and pay her own way in here. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Sienna, you put up a hell of a fight, though. It's quite impressive. Cackling Jack, well done. We don't get to play the next.
No, we don't.
Intro.
Jack, you're sort of like that guy in Tiananmen Square that beat the tank, that stood in front of the tank. No, I think he was later imprisoned.
Well done, Jack, and
You beat a girl on her non-dominant arm.
That's the happy hour. And there's a huge amount of
Victory! No,
Victory,
what we had was victory.
Well, moments ago, everyone, there was an arm wrestle here in the studio. This is how it went down. Go. Oh, they're both at that deadlock at the top.
Jack's really trying. Jack's really trying. Oh, it's the strongest boy. Jack,
the victory.
Have I got it?
That's Jack taking on a 19-year-old girl whose nickname is the Tank,
Which is already putting me in a strange position.
And
because
Jack
you're asking me to
requested that she use her right hand, even though she's left-handed, because Jack would have preferred to use his right hand. To ensure victory against the 19-year-old girl.
Well, she was the one coming in on the show with Swagger. Said she beat all the boys.
So
6 years ago when she was 13. So Jack, 7 years her senior, obviously has... You know, he
more testosterone than
more
her.
Naturally in his body, he's more inclined to have a larger muscle makeup because of being male. He's decided to use his dominant.
I have the arms of a teenage boy, though, even though I'm 26.
And the legs of a ballerina.
So, Cackling Jack, you were victorious. And were you nervous heading into that bout?
I was, yeah.
I could see on your face when the bout
It
started.
puts you in a hard position because you don't want to crush a 19-year-old girl, but also you don't want to lose and be the guy who lost.
So anyway, after that happened, you know, Sienna, she was a very good sport. She's like, oh, well, you know, maybe I don't have it anymore. She was like, I would have liked to try my left arm, though, because I am left-handed. And we're like, oh, okay, well, you know, during the song, may as well...
Jack, would you do that? Yeah, Jack's like, yeah,
off the record, may as well have a little left-handed one.
Jack, fresh off a victory, obviously high as a kite, is going, yeah, sure, I'll step into this.
I'll take another challenger.
Yeah.
And as you never see in films, when the hero takes on the next challenger, Jack was pantsed within seconds. She has pinned Jack's arm down to the table. Now, what are you claiming, Jack? You weren't in the right position.
Yeah, did you notice that? I sort of wasn't standing. I wasn't getting right behind my arm because I was. It was in the moment. It was a bit of a fun. It was a friendly match.
Well, people.
So I just threw my elbow out.
We'll put the video up right now of the second bout, the left-handed bout.
Put the first one up as well, though.
Hamish and Andy.
I'm not even sure if we need to put the first one
I
up.
think Web Geezer just told us he accidentally lost the footage. He's got one of those cameras that only records one bout, and he had to select on the menu which bout he wanted to keep, and I think he's kept the second bout.
When did you know that you were going to lose the second bout?
I don't think I even had time to think about it. I was down pretty quick, wasn't I?
There's a horrible moment in all arm wrestles, and I'm speaking as a man that's probably lost, I'd have to say, almost every arm wrestle I've ever been in. I can't remember a wonderful victory I've had. There's that moment at the end when you know you've gone.
Yeah.
It's too far back, and the only thing going for you might be some sort of like genetic freak ability that you have to be stronger at that position than you are at the top, which no one is, and that's all you're clinging to, and then you got the tap out.
But I don't even think I had the catch where you catch it for a little bit down the bottom.
No, it was just straight down.
It was a gradual right down to the bottom, wasn't it?
Oh, it was like watching 10 cops take down a streaker. Who knows he's cornered? Your silly nude arm was pinned to the table immediately.
Hey, the one that counts, I did win. So let the record show.
HamishandAndy.com. Both the bouts will be up there, but more importantly, watch the second one. Her favourite arm.
And really, just watch it to make sure that Jack's right and she was out. He was out of position.
I was standing strangely.
It's the happy hour. Hey, when I say drivers, Amy, safe, grandchildren, children, and insurance policy, what do you think of?
Okay, I've had this one before. What is it? Think it out, talk it out.
Come on.
How much time have I got left on the clock?
You've got 5-6 seconds.
5 or 6?
Yeah.
What now?
Less.
Great. You know what? I was running down the clock deliberately. Bzz, Hamish. My name is my buzzer. I think Amy's got a safe driver's course for any policyholder that's got kids or grandkids under the age of 25. And if they complete the safe driver's course, they get 10% off their insurance premium up until the age of 25. Check the PDS, obviously. Guys, I mean, you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd check it.
You wouldn't just do it without checking the PDS. But yeah, that's the gist.
Yeah, well done. Back to the show. Fares today, Ham.
Can I ask this question? Is an expo a fair?
Yeah.
See, good night, everyone.
Yes, of a grander scale.
Yes, it's like the Olympics of a fair, isn't it?
Yeah.
If instead of having a fair, which is just sort of like, oh, we're not doing anything and we've got some jam,
Yep.
and a game, and some sheep. But an expo is more like, well, we plan this.
At primary school, when I was at primary school, we had...
Not a fete.
No, but we upgraded from a fete to a fair.
Well, let's talk about the hierarchy for a second. And probably car boot sale is the bottom, isn't it? And then above that is fete.
Yeah, then a fete, then a fair, then an expo. Is there anything in between?
Where's a carnival? Carnival's
a bit more joyous.
Is a carnival below an expo?
Well, no, I think carnival's in a separate... It's like that's in the genre of parties.
And what genre are we talking about? We're talking about organised gatherings. And so it has to
display something.
It has to have some level of display and purchase, doesn't it?
Yeah, I
but a
think
carnival
so, yeah.
does have that. They're displaying soft toys that you can purchase
but
by
it's
winning.
It's not. It's more fun and rides
Okay.
and obviously.
What about underneath car boot sale? Picnic?
No,
That's a party.
That's in the party genre. That would be in your carnival section. But garage
All right,
sale.
let's talk about garage sale is underneath car boot.
sale,
Yes, because
yeah.
it's a one person, one family sale.
Yeah. And
So you
then,
got garage sale. Probably the guy that just opens up his jacket and has watches in there is like the lowest rung.
or a lemonade stand for kids.
Yeah, is the
Lowest
lowest
rung of an
So you got-
expo.
Okay, so jacket guy,
Yeah, jacket guy.
then lemonade stand,
Yep,
then garage sale, then car boot sale,
Fate,
fete, fair, expo.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I would like to propose.
Yeah, right.
Now that we've established that an expo is the granddaddy of all display-based gatherings, when we finally get the paperwork through on the People's Island, which should happen in about a month or so,
I think it's 40 days from now.
We're coming into what they call the critical 40. When you're looking at getting a 99-year lease on an island, which we're guaranteed is pretty much a sure thing. We just have to wait for the government officials to give it to the people. Once that happens, Ando, and you and I go, right, we've got the People's Island. Everyone listening to the show, they are owners of this tiny island off the coast of Rockhampton. I know we've been talking a lot about establishing a first fleet to go over.
Yes, of course.
Which I agree with. We get representatives from all walks of life. We go over, we colonise the island.
Yeah, that's a lock. Let's do that.
Once that's done, on day 2, I'd be very interested in us looking at holding an expo. Once we figure out what the island is and what she's known for.
Can that happen? Can you come out of the gates with an expo, or do you need to run a few fates and a few fairs to get your bearings?
Can you imagine Captain Cook going back to England?
Yeah.
Like, how's the colony? Great. Yeah. We had an expo on day 2. Who came? Some New Zealanders. They were the closest people. Did they like it? Yeah, they did.
It took them a while to get there.
They were pretty impressed. And that's what I'd be looking at doing.
What would you think we'd put in the expo?
So we'd have to take over trestle tables. Yeah. But I think you'd have little, like each department of our colony could show off something. And I was thinking, didn't we have the mayor on, the actual mayor of the Shire in Queensland that the island sits in, even though it's out in the ocean?
Yep.
We get him to come across on day 2, sort of rowed across or whatever in his mayoral boat. My brain is jumping back to Captain Cook times a fair bit. Yeah. He gets rowed across in the mayoral dinghy, and we
21 guns salute.
We showcase the island essentially to the first mainlander.
In an expo. I feel like we're coming out of the traps a little quick by having an expo up front because we don't have too much to show.
But we'll know the island inside out by then. We would have had the big party the night before, so we'll tidy up. So we'll all be pretty hungover.
Okay, expo pending.
Expo 14. Not as catchy as Expo 88. Expo 14.
Yeah, but I think, again, is the plan to have internationals have stores at our expo?
No, we're just showing off the island. It's the island's expo. Yeah, we don't want a Russian store or anything like that. No.
Because that's what Expo 88 was all about in 1988 in Brisbane.
Ours is just us-centric. So we got the iron mine stall. Yeah. And we got like fauna. If there's any birds on the island, you can learn a bit about the birds.
So it's kind of a tour.
It's more like a science.
We're calling it an expo.
Yeah, well, because as we found out, it's the granddaddy of all display-based gatherings.
Snap, yeah. Time for...
A big company on my league. Jack's looked it up so we will know the score. Who's got friends galore?
I've heard anecdotally that people play along in their cars, this game where Jack will read out 2 objects, humans, or companies.
I'm just looking outside to the freeway that we broadcast from, Andy. A lot of thumbs up. A lot of people sticking their hands out of cars, thumbsing us up.
He reads out those. They're off Facebook, and we have to guess who's got more friends. Some people have been tearing their hair out at us. I think it was last week we went down, didn't we?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we lost. We had to send another coaster to Tony Barber.
How many does he have now?
That's his second.
There's his second, was it?
Yeah, so if we lose, we have to send a patented happy hour coaster to the show's nemesis, Tony Barber. When he gets 6 coasters...
You're going to have a 6-pack with friends.
Is that the end of the show? Do we retire? What's the consequence in Jack's telling me yes?
Yeah. I would say so. I'd say we retire or go into hiding. I mean, we'd probably be forced out.
How about this? When we've
lost the trust of the people.
We will have. And so I think when that happens, we have a review of the show by a panel of 5 people. And if they all vote no, we then have to retire.
That's a great idea. Do you think
with the clause
would we stop playing this after 5 if we end up sitting at 5 to
probably.
Save? All right, commence the game. I'm less worried.
I love doing the show. I want to get sacked.
All right, go for it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Jack.
Who's got more friends?
That's the question.
Will Smith or Prince William?
Ooh. The Fresh Prince or the real Prince? That is the question.
I often find myself asking the question here, Ando, not who's more popular, but who has less reason for someone not to be friends with them. Sometimes it helps to approach it from that way. Yeah. Does Will Smith have reason for people not to be friends with him?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think he does.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's been a little controversial. I know there's a sort of a Scientology thing that might get him some friends, but it might also be a bit on the nose.
Had some wedding mishaps. Marital
Yeah,
mishaps.
a few marital mishaps.
Where
it's
Will...
it's his business, and it's whatever he chooses to do, that's fine. But, I mean, sometimes it could have put him on the nose. Prince William...
Would he have one?
You struggle to find anything wrong with Will, don't you?
Yeah, you do. But would he have one? Here's my problem. Would he have one? And if so,
Yeah,
the private guy, what's he uploading?
I think that's how those topless pictures of Kate got out.
That's not his So we're going to say that Will has more friends? Prince William?
Did a bit of boys, look at this.
Prince William has more friends. Shoot.
Not a good start.
What are we talking?
A huge discrepancy.
Yeah.
Will Smith, 66 million friends on
Wow.
Facebook. Prince William, 1.1 million.
It probably doesn't have one, does it?
Yeah.
I reckon that's just someone else.
That's what
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think,
sure. So let's
Jack
bounce back
Jack
here.
jumped in and locked in our answer before we were finished.
Okay, Jack, what's the next one? Jeez, it's now nerve-wracking.
Who's got more friends?
Just
Just looking ahead, I just don't know.
Jack, it's 250-50. Stop pretending like we're trying to win the Melbourne Cup on foot.
Okay, who's got more friends?
Yep.
Coldplay or PlayStation?
Coldplay.
Yeah, lock it in.
I thought. That's what I thought would happen.
I was trying to slam dunk
Yeah.
when we were too far behind. And I
34 million to 37 million.
should have just passed it round.
34 million Coldplay, 37 million PlayStation.
Nah. We should
have just passed it around. We should have played it safe.
Yeah.
On the day where we decided that ultimately this loss in this game ends up in us losing our jobs.
Yeah.
And you're halfway there.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, halfway
Your
there.
fault.
Another
No, your
coaster.
fault.
No, your fault, by the way.
Technically yours.
You picked, they're 3 million apart, Jake. They're basically the same. And I don't think that Prince William one's even a real account.
When it gets to 5 down,
Pull your
I
socks
reckon
up,
Jack will
mate.
start doing these very easy ones.
Who has more friends, God
Or Daddy, our sound guy.
Or my friend's dog?
Today the topic is fares, and speaking of things being fair or unfair, I think something needs to be levelled with everybody out there, and repeatedly levelled, Ham. 15 more coasters signed by you impersonating
Cha-ching,
Tim Maddox's autograph.
No impersonating. I can just do his autograph.
Yeah.
I taught myself a trade. How's this different than a Sparky going to TAFE, learning how to do sparkying, and getting out there and doing some sparkying, mate? You ever go with Sparkies?
No, I'm not having a go at Sparkies.
Better not, mate.
What I'm having a go at is people buying memorabilia.
I taught myself a trade.
Think it's Tim Maddox's autograph. I mean, if I can do John Butler's autograph, doesn't mean I can send them out.
I happen to be selling online Tim Maddox autograph for $10 a pop. Now the
15
fact that
more got sent out. That's 150 more clams.
Profit. Tax-free.
in the joint account.
I probably should pay tax on it. I just like yelling tax-free after you get money in the hope that there is some sort of rule, like if you yell it 3 times, you don't have to pay tax.
Hey, are you convinced that people know?
We're up to $290 now, mate.
I know we are.
I'll be paying for this island myself, single-handedly.
Are you convinced that the customers are happy? Are they
People
aware?
love it.
I'm not
People are
sure.
loving
How
them.
do you know that they love them? Are you
Yeah,
doing
you
any?
can tell.
You doing any follow-up calls?
No, we'll keep our feelers
like
out.
a prestige car company. They often
Do they?
do a sale and then they ring up and go, "Can you do a
Fruit
survey
basket.
for me?"
No, just look, I'm just keeping my feelers out there. I guarantee you 100% satisfaction.
No, you don't.
I do.
We've already had someone that's been dissatisfied.
And then we won her back, didn't we?
No.
Sent her another one.
Well, I think you sent her another one. Expected her to send $5 for you.
I invoiced her. I sent her. I sweetened the deal with a half price because she'd already purchased one.
Yeah, right.
A half price Tim Maddox autograph.
If
Look,
the-
Ando, it's not. This isn't just free money for me. I have to sit in here and do the signatures, and then
I've
give them to
seen-
Jez who has to mail them out.
I've seen
Jez,
you-
do we charge for postage and handling, or is that included? It's included. So that's coming out of the joint account.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
Might have to charge.
Jeremy's time, it's not that valuable,
Well done,
let's be
Jez.
honest. But I'm not sure whether that's necessary, that we're using Jeremy's time with this. But I'm
We're
more...
making money out of
Yeah,
this.
but we're tricking people.
We're not
You
tricking them.
specifically are. Okay, do we have someone that we just... do we have a number for someone we recently sent one
Call
out
any
to?
of my customers. I'll
Okay,
back it.
yeah, cool.
You don't actually have their numbers, do you, Jay?
I do. Well,
Call the customer. They would have got them by probably yesterday.
I'll give you choice. Do you want Dylan, Louise, Ben?
You pick, Jack. That's how confident I am.
This is Ben.
Okay, Ben. A random call to Ben.
Okay.
You've got to approach this as a customer satisfaction advisor.
All right, call from the...
Yeah.
Well, he's not there. He's off enjoying his coaster. Oh,
Hello?
oh, is that Ben?
Yes.
Ben, it's Tigrance here from the Timomatic Autograph Proprietary Limited Customer Satisfaction Hotline. How are you?
G'day, mate. How you going?
Yeah, great. Yeah, just calling up to make sure you got your autograph.
Yeah, I did. I was
Yeah?
spewing, though, that it was my PayPal account addressed to me dad, and he used the coaster last night, so it's now kind of worth nothing.
I was on the back of a coaster, was it? But you're loving the autograph?
Oh, I'm loving the autograph,
Yeah,
but
thought you would be.
the coaster, limited edition coaster, is now worth nothing.
Don't worry about the coaster. Worry about the autograph. That's what you paid for.
Well, it's on a ruined coaster now. So.
Oh, well, you ruined it. But how many...
I didn't ruin it. My dad owned it.
Who knows? How many people would you say you've told about your positive experience with the company?
2.
Yeah, great.
Both my parents. That's about it.
Yeah, great. Would you like to complete the set?
No, don't buy another one,
If I
Ben.
could offer you autographs from any other members of Timomatic's family, would you be interested in
Ben,
those?
don't fall for it.
Set
Ben,
of 5 for
Ben,
$10.
You realise...
5 for $10.
5
Yeah, because they're not famous. Obviously, I just.
Hey,
have
that'll
to...
cost us more to get to him than you actually making on that. Don't go high on the fact that you might.
Yeah,
get on
no,
the
What if I could send you out?
The postage was $1.30.
What if I could send you out on an A4 piece of paper the Timomatic shoe print?
Shoe print?
Yeah.
Oh. How much?
No, he doesn't have it, Ben. Ben, he doesn't. He doesn't.
$20.
He doesn't. Ben, he doesn't have it. Hey, Ben, just quickly,
Yeah.
I mean, because we've got to finish.
Thanks for being satisfied, though.
Did you pay for postage and handling, or was that sunk cost in the $10?
No, I think it was a sunk cost, so you guys absorbed that one.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. There you go. I just wanted to
Another happy
double-
customer.
Just wanted to double
Shout
check
it from
that.
the rooftops, Ben. Make sure you get on Twitter and Facebook. Tell everyone about it. HamishAndy.com if you also want to buy Timomatic's autograph. All the money goes to a good
It's all I've got
cause.
time for this afternoon. Thank you, Ben. Not many people get memorabilia and have their dad use it as a coaster straight off the bat. Oh, there's my Michael Jackson glove. Where is
Yeah,
it?
Dad.
Oh, Dad's resting his Fosters
Dad's
on
doing
top
some
of it.
gardening with it. No, seriously, don't. I mean, I do put them on the back of coasters as a little bit of a bonus, but don't use the coaster.
HamishAndy.com. Help us continue to build the show. You can also go there.
Let us know if you'd like Ricky Martin's autograph too.
You're working on that one?
Go around the
Maybe
grounds.
I'll work on that.
Yeah, I need more people at the factory.
See you tomorrow.
Have a good one.
That was the Hamish and Andy Show podcast, powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.